Alright guys, welcome to Busted Knuckle Garage. Today we're going to be working on my pristine Honda 3813 lawn tractor. She's completely in pieces and we're going to be putting her back together. So, let's jump right in. Alright y'all, so story on this is I have wanted a 3813 for quite a while now, that's all I'm going to say. And I finally got a chance to get a package deal of two. Now, they don't make any of the decals or any of that. So I really wanted one with decent paint. And months and months and months of searching, and I finally got this lovely one. And now, she was already partially disassembled. The story I got on it was basically, so the guy I bought it from bought it to cut the lawn at his house, and he read these great things about how Honda tractors are so great, blah, 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 you know, all the good stuff. And he bought this one, and it turned out the motor was infested with mice. So he bought a second one to steal the motor out of, and he decided to sell because he said he got a little in over his head. And I was happy for that. I got it at an absolutely great price. If you're watching, man, thank you. And I took it home and I got it to a point where I would have to take it apart anyway, which was all the body off, almost the transmission out, and there wasn't much left on there anyway. So I decided to commit, take it all the way apart, and now it's all painted, urethane. Some of it is spray bombed. And yeah, that's the beauty of it. So here's the motor, guys. As you can see, where it was sitting, it was down here. This was over here, obviously. There was all mouse nest and junk in here, and they ate up the coils. The timing belt is, where is it eating up? It is eating up all in here. Water pump was already shot. It's a mess, but I'm gonna be rebuilding it because this is the original motor to this tractor, and this thing is so original. Like, the only thing I do not have that's original is the deck. Well, technically I do have it, but it looks like Swiss cheese. It is junk, absolute junk. So once I find a good shell, I'm gonna be doing a build on a later date, and yeah. Well, for those of you nitpickers that are saying, well, actually, it looks different, it is the next day, so I get it. So we're just going through. I did have to do another one of the fuel line clips over, you know, professionally rebuilt, and I did not know there was another one, so I didn't order another rubber insulator thing. So we're just gonna use the best old one. If anyone asks, we have brand new ones all the way around. So now I just gotta find the bag of bolts in this giant mess. Okay guys, so we found, I think these are, I only have 4 clips, so let's just hope there isn't a fifth, whatever it is, one of these things lying around somewhere. So I am going to professionally rebuild these bolts. And by that, I mean, cough, cough. Okay guys, sorry for the gap in recording. I got a little angry at the fuel line, but so I'm gonna show you what I've done so you guys aren't just like, what's happening? So this fuel line, early 3813s, go on the outside first, then they switch to the inside, which was a very hard thing to figure out for me. So, and I was using my parts tractor that isn't a parts tractor, but it is a parts tractor, you know, as a template, and it has the fuel line run all the way inside. It's a later model though. So early models, if you have an early one and you can't figure this out, just saying, this is how it goes. And I completely forgot about this. Second, obviously, steering column. This is all torque down spec. nothing special there. I did put the lever for the PTO in, so that's all it's really on the frame wise. And the other big thing I did was put the axle together. Now, Honda does not make these bushings anymore. I bought 2 new ones that on eBay for sale, so I put them in the bottom and then use the 2 best on the top. So nothing special. And then I of course bought brand new hardware. It's breaking. And yeah, there's nothing really much here. The steering knuckle that has for the tie rod always goes on the left side, the taller one, and the shorter one goes on the right side. Just remember that. And you have the sleeve, and it should be free moving because this is what causes the axle to pivot. And if it doesn't free move, your tractor's gonna ride absolutely terribly. So there's nothing really much going on now. I think I'm going to go ahead and get the wiring harness in and see where we go. All right, guys, so yesterday I was kind of just, doing some little stuff. I finished up the axle. All I really did was put grease nibs in it, put the tie rod on it, got a loose adjustment in, and that's it. Nothing much. I was going to assemble this, but I was looking at it and I had painted it and there was still some corrosion, aluminum corrosion on the sides, and so I just went over here on the wire wheel and took it all back down. I was gonna repaint it, but it actually looks really nice, just bare aluminum. So I put some Vice Grip Garage Shine Juice on it, and it actually came out really, really nice. So this is gonna be the next thing to put together. Nothing happened on the frame, and soon I think we're gonna get the transmission out. I have a new input shaft seal. I have to put the clutch damper thing back on the front. I did try to get a brake seal and axle seals, but they're discontinued, so we're just gonna hope they don't leak, and yeah. Now guys, another thing I forgot to mention that I did yesterday was since I couldn't put together the steering gearbox, I decided to do some wiring harness work. So this is the rear harness. It goes from, I'm trying to do this one-handed. It goes somewhat like this. From the back of the frame, it goes all the way up here. And actually I might have that backwards, don't quote me on that. I think I do have it backwards, but you guys get the point. So I got this one all new wire loom, all wrapped up again, and I'm going to be doing soon the other one, the main engine harness. I washed it yesterday, and as you can see, it's not in particularly the best shape. So yeah. Alright guys, so sorry for the little gap in between recording. It's been, last few days it was Christmas and I've been very, very busy. And Christmas Eve, I believe it was either late on the 23rd or the 24th. I have the axle in, I have the steering column, kind of has all the steering in it now. Now she turns. So yeah, I mean, it's roughed in. It's not exactly perfect, but it's close enough. We got the steering box under here all put together. Tie rod's greased. We're in good shape. And then I also gotta show you guys another thing I got done yesterday. Okay, so ignore the heater. It's really loud. I got the transmission all ready to drop in. I got the bottom gas tank rubber thing, whatever you want to call it, will keep it from rubbing on the transmission. I got all the bolts, professionally rebuilt. I got this clutch guard thing on. I have a new sensor to go in here because this one is broken inside. The brakes are all assembled, and yes, this is an early 3813. This back insulator and this piece didn't come on till later, but it was on a donor transmission that came with the tractor, so I put it on, so why not? Anything helps. New transmission input seal. Honda still makes those. And yeah, it's all new seal in here for this little kind of inspection hole. That's really it. Nice refurbished 3813 transmission. So I just dragged the transmission over here. I'll be putting it in fairly soon, but right now what I'm gonna do is put some of this liquid tape stuff. It's basically kind of like liquid electrical tape, like rubber, and I'm gonna be putting it on some of these frame clips, these little bendy things, because when I sandblasted the frame, all the old rubber came off, and I don't want to have wires in there. Sure, it would take years to rub through, but yeah, it's a little minor preventative step that goes a long way. So I'm gonna do that and see how. All right, guys, so I got a little update for you. As you can see, obviously, there's a big change. The transmission's in. Took a tiny bit of work, but nothing compared to trying to get it out. A little more Vice Grip Garage clear coat on this to keep that broad look I gave it, using a couple of wire brushes. Wiring harnesses in. My dad actually had some new clips for these. I cleaned up the old ones, but 20 years ago when he redid his Honda 4514 tractor, the local store ordered the wrong ones. So yeah. Okay guys, I got updates, okay? I got a lot of them. So I had my first real part scare of the build. The ball retainer inside these two pieces, it was bad. And so I took the clutch off my donor transmission. That one was even worse. So parts tractor, I went up, I stole the clutch off that one. The worst looking clutch of them all, and it was like perfect. I'll flash a picture on the screen, but I couldn't believe it. I genuinely couldn't, because they are discontinued from Honda, and according to my local dealer, there are none in the database in the entire United States. So, you know, that was just great. But now I have a good one, and yeah. So I also professionally rebuilt shifter. I've been putting that off for a while, and actually one of my better rattle can paint jobs. I wire wheeled whatever I could, brake cleaned it, sprayed some silver on this and whatever it is, this spring, taped them up, sprayed it all black, and I am very pleasantly surprised at how good it actually looks. I mean, you can see there's some trash in it, but it's a good 10-footer, maybe even less. So yeah, I gotta clean up these little nuts, and nothing else is really going on. Today is New Year's currently, so I won't be coming out on New Year's, but Happy New Year's, guys. Also, I forgot to mention, this is not on here permanently, because as you can see, there's no backing plate on. I have the backing plate over there in Bay 1, and so I'm gonna take this all back off, get the backing plate on, and then assemble the front part of the clutch over here, because I was gonna do it separately, but then I realized, because I wanted to bolt these together to compress this disc so it wasn't misaligned, but you have to put the spring on, and then the top piece on, and that sandwiches it all. I can't speak today. And apparently, so here we are. Also, I think I might have a little bit of a cold, I don't know, so bear with me if you hear a lot. All right, guys, we have some big updates. So, as you can see, clutch is in, and I gotta try to do this one-handed. Let's see if we can set you guys up. Okay, so, and it's awkward. All set. And I just did a little professional painting, that and that. Over here a little, a couple of things in there. And that's it. See where we go tomorrow. I think it's a pretty fair point. And we got this on, by the way. There's two. Just remembering things as I go. This was really rotted and, well, not rotted, rusted inside. So we absolutely WD-40'd the hell out of it, and here we are. All right, guys, I got some updates. So I have had an absolute battle with Mr. Clutch over here, and after like about a day fighting it, it works. So yeah, that's where everything's been going on. Last night I decided to do some peaceful stuff. All I did was put the motor mounts on, put the bottom radiator support on, and the fuel pump base, whatever you want to call it, on. And that's about it for that. This thing has been a royal pain in the butt. And another big thing I had to deal with, in case any of you have been dealing with it, is getting adjusted. So one of Honda's selling points, this thing for the clutch would work properly. And what it does is, even if I just slam it, this thing is going to allow pressure, so it will very smoothly engage the clutch, see? So yeah, I think I'm going to get a little model brush or something. I want to clean up this fuel pump before I put it on. And I am gonna do a little more touch up soon, like on all this and a couple other little things. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. All right, guys, big updates. So yesterday, as you can see, big difference. I got these little side panels on and the battery tray. So this is all secured and go nowhere. I did a little more touch up, just a couple things like this piece, a little in here that I somehow missed, a little spot on the, you might be able to see it when I turn the steering wheel. Of course, there we go, right there. It doesn't show up too well on the camera, but I got a little more on the motor mounts because they just looked kind of gross, yeah. So, I mean, nothing crazy happened yesterday, but big step. And honestly, I think we might be ready to put whatever it is, this rear fender section on. So I'm gonna look over all my parts. I think I'm gonna put these pieces on. I forgot what they are. Don't tell me, guys. I think they're for the belts for the mowing jack on the underneath. I'm gonna probably have to go up and look at my parts tractor, but once those are on, I mean, there's nothing else at the moment I really need to put on. I'm not gonna put the rear hitch on because I still have to run fuel lines and everything and all that good stuff. Which means I can't put the parking brake, not the parking brake, the hood, why am I saying, oh my God, I can't speak. The height adjuster on right here. And I'm not gonna put the muffler guard on because I have to take off the muffler. I can't put the drive shaft in, there's no motor. Can't put the starter piece in. I'm not ready to put the motor back in. So yeah, that's where we're at. I also think I'll put that little shield thing on. And then I got this little, whatever it is, vacuum thing. This has to go somewhere over here. Right here, I believe. But yeah, so I'll get going now. Alright guys, I know it looks the same, but I got some updates. So, first thing is, I still have absolutely no idea where these things go off the top of my head. And now I know one of you probably out there is like, actually, they go approximately this point. Listen, I'll figure it out sooner or later. I know they go somewhere up here. That's the first thing. Second thing is, I just professionally rebuilt the bolts. Yeah. And now, I got some never sees on them, as I did with all the other ones, because I don't hate myself. And now I think we're just about ready to get this rear fender section on. So yeah. Right. Oh, and I also put a little more paint on here. There's a factory marking and it was fading away. So that's it. That's all I got. Okay guys, she's in. This thing is, she ain't moving, honestly. I'm happy with this. I really am. So, I mean, we got some more little things to do. I think, honestly, right now, I'm gonna start on rewrapping this wiring harness so it's all nice like the one I already did. And I guess we'll go from there. I mean, that was really the last big piece. Maybe I'll do some organizing too. All right, guys, so I think my next, I don't want to say plan, but like, you know, next thing on the build is gonna be, I just got the tires down from my attic because I didn't feel like leaving them around, just wasting space. So these are going back on for the time being. I eventually, maybe I'll even get some, so no one makes Ohatsus for these anymore, the original tires. Maybe down the road I'll find someone with an original pair, but for now, they're absolutely shot, but they hold air and they're fine. You know? Okay guys, the wheels are on, the nuts are hand tight, and I got the back jacked up, so let's get this thing on its wheels for the first time in 2 months, I want to say. Okay. That doesn't want to hear it. Okay, there we go. And drum roll. And the back's down. Let's get the front down. Front, I gotta be a little careful where to jack up. That was one downside of Honda. They do not have very good jacking points. Let's see. How risky am I feeling today? Let's try this. I mean, wait. I mean, do I really want to do this? Yeah, I really do. Okay. So let's move this out of the way so I can, okay, one-handed lifting up a tractor. So let's just get, okay, that is one. Okay, I can't believe that actually worked. Okay. And number 2. Oops, that isn't good. Okay. And she's on all 4s, guys. This is big. Okay, guys, so it is like 3 weeks later. I took a little break from the project because, you know, I can. It's the same way it was, except for we are now ready to. I just tackled this completely restored wiring harness, all taken apart, cleaned, retaped, everything. So I'm gonna screw around with this thing, get it in there, and then we'll see where we are from there. And well guys, this pretty much does it. The chassis restoration part 1 is complete. As you saw, we took it up from nothing and it's come a long way. But we're not done yet. We got the motor sitting over there on the bench, and we're gonna get going on that thing right now. And I'll be putting a video out on that, so stay tuned. Maybe subscribe, maybe like, you know. And thanks for the support. Bye.